They followed their chaperone out of the terminal into a bright blue September day. A parking valet met them outside the terminal in a gleaming black Lincoln Navigator. Judd binned his sign, handed the valet some glitter-flecked cash, and loaded their bags into the back himself. Before long, they were gliding north on I-5 through midday traffic with seemingly preternatural ease. Alone up front, Judd displayed the aptitude of a practiced executive transpo man, scanning far ahead, anticipating gaps, rarely so much as brushing the brake pedal until it was time to join the crush of downtown traffic. Though his impressive physique could have been acquired at any local gym, his personal carriage, a certain efficiency of movement, a certain relaxed alertness, suggested something more than standard-grade limo driver to Stephen. If he'd been forced to guess, based on a few of the people he'd encountered in his line of work over the years, he'd have guessed ex-military. "So how long have you known Ryan?" he asked. "You mean Mr. Cloverhill? About 10 years, Judd said pleasantly. Started out driving, but I may be rusty. Sorry for the bumps back there." Stephen hadn't noticed any. They might as well have been riding on a cloud. "What do you do now?" "Most of the time, physical security on campus," Judd said. "For travel and big events, I head up Mr. Cloverhill's personal protection team."
My,
Emma said, nudging Stephen.
Mr. Cloverhill has a team.
Judd chuckled. "Usually it's just me, but we live in troubling times."
Ain't that the truth?
She continued to engage Judd Bernal in friendly chatter while Stephen drifted, watching the world pass beyond his window, focusing on nothing in particular. As Judd took an exit, Stephen spotted the top of the Space Needle up ahead, hovering just over the tops of the buildings like a flying saucer in broad daylight. Something about the image gave him an odd feeling he couldn't quite name. Then the off-ramp dumped them onto tree-lined Mercer Street, and the buildings closed ranks around them. Link Village, Ryan's aforementioned corporate campus, occupied a 30-acre strip of shorefront just east of Lake Union Park. It consisted of a 4-story headquarters building designed by Rem Koolhaas, along with 6 other main structures, all roughly ring-shaped, laid out in a greater oval. Viewed aerially, which was the only way Stephen had ever viewed the place before now, using internet satellite maps like everybody else, the buildings appeared to form links in a chain with solar rooftops and winding footpaths and a park-like green space in the middle. Judd left their bags in the car and led them from the parking facility through a series of badged entrances, still brushing glitter from his dark clothing. They took an elevator to the lobby level. There he bid them a good lunch, transferring custody to a young woman in a sharp skirt and blouse who introduced herself as Kai.
"Welcome to the Pacific Northwest,"
she said, greeting them with handshakes and a pleasant smile.
"How was your flight? Everything smooth?"
"A little too smooth," Emma said.
"I should know better than to start tipping this early in a vacation, and on an empty stomach, no less."
Kai laughed.
"I think we can help with that. Follow me."
She took them through the bright, soaring lobby, all glass and steel and bamboo accent panels, her heels clicking along the polished concrete floor. She asked if either one of them had ever been to Seattle before. "Not since Kurt Cobain was alive," Stephen said, thinking back to the Sub Pop store he'd spotted in the airport on their way to baggage claim. God, they were all ancient now. "With Ryan, if you can believe it. Sorry, I mean Mr. Cloverhill."
"Not to worry, he mostly goes by Ryan around here. So, full circle for you then."
"Like links in a chain."
"God, that road trip,"
Emma said.
"It was the first time any of us had lattes. Do you remember he took that cab to wherever Starbucks had their headquarters and tried to convince somebody to give him a meeting? They didn't even have a website yet, and here's this long-haired stoner kid from Minnesota talking franchise. What was his idea? The online ordering thing? This was way before anybody felt comfortable using..."
Stephen said, "Starbucks."
"Starbucks, that was it."
She snorted at the memory.
Poor Ryan, he was so outraged when they sent him packing. He griped about that for 1,500 miles.
"And he was never heard from again," Stephen said, nodding generally at the sleek, ultra-hip space around them.
"That,"
Kai said,
"is hilarious. I've never heard that story before."
Stephen chuckled. Stick with us, we got all kinds.